All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. And this is our GMC tweet of the night. You got to love this tweet. This is from Jason Mackey, our peer over at we're at Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. So Clayton Kershaw told me may or may not have tried a couple of the icy lights David Bednar left for him in L.A. What did he think? I mean, the politically correct answer is it tasted fine. I don't want to diss Icy Light. Icy Light was the sponsor of this show at one point, right? We had a big sign up here. So it doesn't sound like Clayton Kershaw liked it. But David Bednar likes Icy Light, that's for sure. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Icy Light is the Pittsburgh
Maybe Clayton
beer.
Kershaw should worry about pitching better in the playoffs and think less about how we do beer here in Pittsburgh. All right, Clayton? You leave the beer to us, and you worry about winning some more games in October because you're a Hall of Fame pitcher, but your postseason resume is very thin, my friend.
All right, we're going to hit the phone.
Not as full-bodied as that Icy Light taste.
No, he's probably into, like, what do you think, a martini, dry martini or something like that. I don't know. You think Clayton Kershaw's a beer drinker?
He's into those French martinis like Pomp.
Let's go out to Doug in Baldwin. How you doing, Doug? Doug, you there?
Yes. Hey, Richie, you look great tonight with your hair.
Thank you. Hey, by the way, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just found out I was nominated for the best hair in Pittsburgh by, I think, the Pittsburgh City paper. I got some stiff competition.
Absolutely. And so was Heather Abraham, but you've got my vote, Richie.
Thanks, Pony. I appreciate
for you.
that.
Sorry, Heather.
Go ahead, Doug.
Okay, so listen, I think that pitcher is a stud.
I love it. I love hearing this.
Dude, he got some heat and everything. He will take us to the promised land in about 4 years, okay?
4 years. That's about right. I mean, you look at this team. I know, all kidding aside here, I think 25, 26, 26, 27 should be the years that you would hope that this team is competitive, right?
All right, Richie, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Will Paul Skeens win a postseason game in his Pirates career?
100% yes.
100%. I agree. I'm not as ecstatic or as enthusiastic as you are, but if I had to choose yes or no, I would say yes.
I love this pick, especially for the postseason for the Pirates, because I think they're going to get there in 2 years, because you only really need 3 starters. And you have Mitch Keller, you have Paul Skeens, and maybe one of these other guys, because they took 9 pitchers out of 11 today and yesterday.
And they took one from West Virginia. Now, is he going to put out a letter and say, I actually didn't enter the draft, I was just kidding? Like
he
his
doubled
basketball
down on that
coach
today,
said, I really
Bob
didn't
Huggins.
resign?
He doubled down.
It's so sad, everything that's happened with him. Really, this buffoonery at West Virginia, what's going on there. It's making a mockery of everything. His time there, I don't think the school looks good either. It's really a shame. My wife's a West Virginia alum. She's always had, great thoughts and really has been a Bob Huggins fan. We've gone to several games there. I root for West Virginia basketball. But this is really, this is a low point for everybody involved, Richie.
You talked about the buffoonery. It all started with his daughter, with that, that statement, that tweet, that social media statement that she put out there saying he's a recycler. I mean, who bought that excuse, right?
Yeah, she also said Daddy drinks like the rest of us. And now Bob, and I actually want to give him credit for this. He said he's at a world-class rehab facility. I've heard the same thing. Of everything that's gone on, I think that's actually the best thing that's come out of this. That Bob Huggins has gotten himself some help. And I'll tell you what, if he does come out of this clean and sober, and if he does show remorse for what he did, then there's 300 Division I college basketball programs. I do think one could give Bob Huggins another chance if he wants to coach again.
No, I think there's no question about that. I know we talked a little bit about last night on the showdown. I think he gets another chance if he comes out. It's not going to be at West Virginia, though. Let's go back out to the phone lines. We got Brian from the car. What's up, Brian?
Oh, my God, Penny. I didn't even call in about that, but I'm sitting in Seat Lake, and it's just Huggins 101 down here. But my question was, I get the skinnies grade an A, but is there a pitch clock in college baseball?
Pony, I don't even know that, to be honest with you. Do you? I know it's in the minors. I don't think they have it in college baseball, do they?
So I watched a lot of college NCAA tournament games. I don't remember seeing a clock, and I don't remember any violations off of it. So if there is, I can tell you from watching that these guys are conditioned to work effectively, work fast, and not worry about it. So I don't have an answer that I'm 100% sure of, but I watched a ton of games in the tournament this year, and it never came up where a guy violated it, and the games moved fast. So I don't have an answer.
All right, well, Hannah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Hannah just said since 11. Well, guess what? These guys know how to go fast then, because I didn't see a single game with a violation all tournament.
And they're going to see it in the minor leagues as well. So that's not a concern to me. The one thing I like about this guy is how many guys can throw 103. I don't know many.
Not many.
So
Aroldis Chapman, that's really about it.
He's going to throw 103 as a starter. Let's go out to Will in McKees Rocks. How you doing, Will?
Good. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Thank you for taking my call. I really like this pick a lot, and he really reminds me of like a Steven Strasburg. What do you think?
Well, that's what a lot of people are comparing him to, just because maybe his rise to the majors, his fast rise to the majors, I think. And I know a lot of people are saying the best college pitcher since him. So that was 2009. So what are we looking at 14 years ago?
Yeah, and look, Strasburg was amazing at first. Then he blew out his arm, okay, his second year, and everybody freaked out. And then his next 8 years, he made at least 20 starts. Now, he's had arm problems again, but that was in his 30s. So after his first injury in 11, he gave Washington quality innings, actually really good innings for a very long time. And then, of course, was the MVP of the World Series. So even then, that Tommy John surgery in 2011 was not the end of his career, and he was very healthy and reliable, Richie, for a long time thereafter.
Let's go out to Chuck in Uniontown. How you doing, Chuck?
Hi, Chuck.
Okay, thanks, fellas. I was going to ask you this. The schemes have the is schemes going to be the hardest pirate thrower since Bob Veal, maybe?
I mean, Felipe Vasquez could throw pretty hard, right? I don't know.
But Veal was a starter.
Yeah.
For those that are a little bit younger out there, Veal, if you go look at Pirates strikeout leaders, he has some incredible numbers from the 1960s where this guy was blowing people away and was one of the premier power pitchers in all of baseball. My answer to Chuck is yes, I expect that this is going to be the Pirates version of Nolan Ryan, where we see 100 miles per hour several times a game. He threw 1,300 pitches in college baseball, Richie, and the average velocity was 98.5. 98.5, my friend. He's going to blow people away with that fastball.
You know, and Garrett Cole right now is 97.7, his average velocity. So that just puts things into perspective.
And that's even after spider tack.
Yeah.
And he had to get the spider tack on that ball. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. You know, the stat that I loved hearing was that 50% of his innings were 3 up, 3 down in college.
Is that right?
That's pretty impressive.
Wow. And that's in the best conference in college baseball, where he struck out 48% of SEC hitters.
Yeah, 209, which is a record. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls coming on next. Stay right there.